Okay, so, oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, this ship smells damp and kind of mildewy, and it's loud. This is not the high-tech Doulos ship where everything is this soft purr, little whisper from the vents. No, this is like being on an airplane. You have to raise your voice to speak to one another, okay? So after the passenger cabins, you will end up with the crew quarters, and I expect people will be laying their claim to which quarters is theirs. Unfortunately, this is the one that I have the absolute fewest pictures. All right, as you can, okay, look at the first one. Far left, you can see that one of the quarters doors is open. The wall kicks out, and then you go down a ladder. So that whole hallway in the first picture are the crew quarters. In the second picture, you can see Mal is using his foot to open his crew quarter door. And then he will go down that ladder into that room that I only have one not very good picture of. So you can see that the crew quarters are much larger, okay? But yes, there's this hallway, and then if you go back up to the first picture and look at Kaylee's door, you can see the ladder rungs and you go down into your quarters. And also in that first picture, you can just barely make out two of the other doors. I see one at the end on the left side, and then one in the middle on the right side. So there's how crew quarters works. And you've made it this far. No, there's no signs of any weapons on board this ship, Vlad. You guys didn't steal the Doulos weapons, did you? You just brought your own?
No, I thought we'd bring
We took all the weapons, all the C4, everything.
Oh, so if they don't come after you for escaping, they'll come after you for stealing their stuff. I get it. Okay. So...
what's his name? Hewlett said they've invested too much.
Yep.
That we're property, so
Yeah, you can
if
trust
we're
what he
property,
says.
we might as well take all their property we can.
Oh, okay.
No, they're not gonna change their mind over an auto pistol or something.
Okay, now the engine room is the thing I have the least number of pictures of, but there's a computer rendering somebody's idea of it in the first picture. And then the second picture, yeah, that's what it looks like. Cables, patches everywhere. It is a big mess. And I thought I took out the third picture, but yeah, Kaylee always sleeps in the engine room instead of her quarters. She has herself a hammock and she hangs out in the engine room. We will say that, yes, fine, there is a hammock there if anybody chooses to use it. But that middle picture especially is what this engine room looks like. It is a big mess, and everything has been patched, bypassed, etc. Okay? And then that brings us to the bridge. Bridge, and there it is. There are two consoles, pilot and co-pilot, but so far as you can see, they are identical, just mirrors of each other. Okay, you can do anything from both stations. And then I included some pictures beneath about what these control panels look like, what the screens look like. We are talking old school tech, and rust, and dust, and man, look at that very last picture. I mean, that is how horrible this place looks. Everybody got a good look at the bridge then? Oh yes, go back up to the first picture on the bridge. And notice the huge window that you can see that star out of. There are big, big windows on this bridge. Oh, and how about that picture at the top of the Starfarer page? Huh? Now that's the Firefly ship on the right. Does everybody see the little person in the center of the picture?
Yeah.
Looking out across the scenery. I love this picture. I think that he flew this ship here and landed, and he just stepped out to stretch his legs and get some fresh air and see all of this scenery. And then he'll hop back in his ship, break Atmo, and go to another planet. So, everybody, there is your picture tour of the Firefly ship, the Starfarer. And we will be getting more detailed information, possibly in the sequel campaign, if you guys decide to keep this ship. But You guys have gotten aboard the Starfarer. The Doulos is gone. What time is it? 12:23. Because there's one more thing that could happen. But I don't know if we want to do it or not. What is your plan now? The Firefly is working. What do you want to do?
I think that we should try to fix it and put guns all over.
Oh, it's fixed enough for now.
Oh, I know, but like
It will
later,
fly.
make it nicer.
All right, well, let's talk about it right now.
You didn't turn on the engines.
He turned on the power. He turned on the power.
Oh.
He is going to be a guy down there in the engine room, unless somebody else takes the job, working in concert with somebody on the bridge. Because you're going to have to be monitoring that power.
Mm-hmm.
So, because it will fluctuate. As I said, it's already a plus or minus 2, 3 tops, and you know. So, but okay. The Doulos ship has cruised off into the sunset. You guys now have a Firefly class Far Trader. I said it without stumbling on it. What are you going to do now?
I think we
Get
should
out of
get out of Felbrig.
I think first we should, I don't know. Where is the Felbrick set?
But without the jump drive working,
It works.
We can use jump drive.
well, I thought that was when you turned off.
It is, but that's the biggest drain. But the thing is, I don't think we need them all at once. So we don't need the maneuver drive and the jump drive at the same time, right? We don't need navigation, comms, and the jump. Once we're in jump, we don't need navigation and comms.
Right. And let's clear something up because I've never really gotten into it. Going into jump space is a one-time energy use. You use this massive amount of energy to put you into this other dimension or whatever. You're in there for a week or so and then you fall out. So no, the maneuver drives do not run during the jump.
Yeah, so we could cut. We can run everything, excluding the jump drive, and still be under set. I mean, it's like 65.
Okay.
And then we can just turn off like everything but life support to turn on the jump drive, and that's 54.
So is it time to jump to exit the Felbrig subsector?
I think we should get out.
Oh, you had a question actually.
Oh, where is the Felbrick subsector on the map?
On this map, it's going to be somewhere down here. Probably much further down there. All you know is that Trojan Reach is northwest if we impose cardinal directions on those maps.
So-
You're not setting a course for the Trojan Reach.
Yeah.
It will take you months to get there, but you could still head that direction.
I think we should head that direction, and I think we should. Do we know? I guess we wouldn't know off the top of our heads, but could we look in the computer? Was there like a route that we could take where we could pick up jobs, do,
Install.
resupply?
I am fully willing to say that there are lots of star maps on the Firefly computer system.
Okay.
Right now, I think we should settle with just picking a direction because you guys are in a big hurry. You want to get out before Doulos gets here. So I think what you'd probably do is not plot a destination, but plot a direction.
Okay.
Let's go that way.
Yeah, so you are here. You can't pass
No,
through
we're on
Brindle. So
We're at Brindle.
oh, right, I'm sorry, you're at Brindle. Stukimi system is in your way to go that way, so I guess you would go directly west. So, you guys want to make a jump out of the Felbrig subsector. You obviously are in engineering monitoring the power plant. Who else is where? Who's going to be on the bridge?
Probably me. Because I have +3 piloting, +2 astrogation.
All right, and who might take the co-pilot position? Station. Maybe the comms expert?
I only have a +1.
Well, that's still...
I have a +2 in engineering, though.
I think I don't know if we should communicate anything.
Yeah.
I wonder if we should just do a sensor suite.
Oh, you mean for the jump. Okay, stand by though. Why? What do you have in engineering? +3?
I have +3, +2 mechanics.
Okay, so you're
+1 astrogation, +1 piloting.
So you should certainly be the guy in the engine room. And sounds like, sure, that means you would be the one on the bridge. And I guess...
Bronics is the systems, or the sensor person, right?
Yes. Well, how about you both just hang out at the co-pilot station and watch? Okay. While he's at the pilot station. Okay, so yes, as far as the roles, yeah, everything's all messed up now. I agree with you. It's not like you'd be broadcasting what you're about to do. But is that risky?
I thought you said that like there is a very low chance of that happening. Of us.
Well, we have sensors. Can't we tell?
Yeah, hopefully. And it's because you're in a system, Vlad, that you're here where people are, so there's an increased chance of bumping into somebody. So, okay, we'd have to do the sensors scan. So fine, we'll say that happened and the path is clear. What else needs to be done? We're going to skip the comms part.
Activated course.
Okay, yes, you would lay in a course that's just a direction, essentially. Now, as far as the ship systems check, about all you can do is ask Bardak if we're all green down in engineering, and he would say yes. But before he can make the jump, you need to do some power rerouting.
Yeah. Should I take any engineering marks for what happened?
We're not going to take any more marks today.
Okay.
You guys got a bunch on your 1 week. So.
Okay. So what I think we should do then is...
Should I just go ahead and share that list to everybody?
Well, I have put it in shared notes.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I'm gonna... So we only turned on environment... So I need to turn on sensors and navigation. And then once those are done, I'm going to turn off sensors. And I'm going to... I think I still have enough to turn on the jump drive then. Do we need to maneuver at all to get into position?
Let's just say no. Geez, we also didn't deal with you exiting the system. So we'll hand wave it and say, yeah, it took you an hour or so to get out of the system, and now you're prepared for jump.
Okay.
So I need a number from you. You tell me, you add it up once you shut things down.
54. Do I need navigation to jump?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I'm going to turn off the vehicle monitoring system shortly for a short
really?
time. And
You
then
think that's safe?
well, only for a few minutes.
What if a fire breaks out as soon as you engage the jump drive? You have no alarm that's going to tell you that a fire burst out.
But it only takes a minute, right? Then I can turn off the jump drive.
Okay. You're still going to have to, and then switch on the monitoring system and hope that it catches up? All right.
If we do jump drive, environmental, and life support, external sensors, vehicle monitoring system, navigation, upper deck, lower deck, and cargo bay, it would be at 70, I think.
I'm just trying to give us some breathing room.
Yeah. Especially with that plus or minus 2, 3 tops.
Well, we don't need sensors. We'll do the sweep. So then we have 54. And then navigation would be 59. And then we would just need upper deck power. That'd be 60.
Okay.
I mean, we could leave the vehicle monitoring system on for 68.
Okay.
And then we'll shut off the jump drive.
Okay. So it sounds like we're good to go. We're ready to jump.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no sound effect. So that's a bummer, and we don't need any rolls. But yeah, we don't need any rolls. We don't have any sound effects. All right, we're all going to do a 3, 2, 1 jump. and we're all going to do it together. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, jump. All right, you guys have just entered jump space, leaving the Felbrig subsector. And before we go any further, I want to first say thank you, every single one of you, that we have finished this story in 20 sessions. I appreciate every one of your inputs. And I say again, I want us to have a get-together.
Oops.
We're going to have ourselves a little cast and crew party. That's what I say, because we have done something mighty here, and I'm very pleased. Don't close that yet. We ain't done. We ain't done. Just before we do anything else, I wanted to thank all of you because we have just hit the end of this story. And as we end here, we are going to do a time jump to get ahead a little bit. It has now been 1 year since you left the Felbrig subsector. You guys are on the bridge of your ship. You've had many adventures in the last year, and one day we're going to tell those stories. It's going to be a decision of, do you want to know what happens next, or do you want to know what happened 4 or 5 months ago? I can tell you this, Poxo is no longer with you. But we don't know what happened to Poxo yet. I'm not going to answer any questions about is he alive, is he dead, nothing. It's just 1 year later, you guys do not have Poxo with you
Did
anymore.
he clean the ship before he left?
So it is now 1 year later. The next session we have will be taking place 1 year later. Now, here's how we're going to resolve some problems. Number one, your Doulos character can have all the equipment and money from your Traveler character. Okay? So you guys are going to want to, at some point before the next session, look into your Traveler characters and figure out what you're going to take. Now, just wait. Don't go looking yet. You're also going to get at least some of the skills from your Traveler characters. Okay? Because think about it. In the last year, you guys have learned a lot. In the last year, you guys have leveled up your skills a lot, right? And learned new skills. So you're going to get to bring over at least a couple of your Traveler skills. Okay? Also, I figured that over the last year, you guys probably would not be using your Doulos names. You surely came up with aliases to travel under, to do business under. Those can be your Traveler names. So what's your Traveler name? Butterbeard? Or no? That's you. What's your Traveler name?
My name is, I think, Butterbeard Randlock.
Okay, so that is the alias that you've been using for the last year. Okay? Ronan Van Dyke, that's the alias you've been using for the last year. Now, if you want to come up with a new alias and use that instead, that's fine. But this is how I've figured out how to merge Doulos and Traveler, okay? And all of this will be finalized in the sequel campaign, which will come someday, and hopefully not very long from now. But I can tell you guys, it's easily going to be after the first of the year before I start up something new. And really, I'm shooting for more like the spring. Okay? Now, you guys are going to have a huge decision to make. You have this Firefly ship, but you could also have the Enoch Nova instead. What we would do is we would say that it was the 4 of you that did the job that got you stranded on the Enoch Nova. Instead of those 4 Traveler characters, it was the 4 of you. At some point in the last year, you took a job to help go investigate this ship, and you ended up trapped on it with, as I recall, the professor and the camera guy, for that matter. So, here are your options. Hang on, I'm getting way ahead of my notes. If you want the Enoch Nova, we will work out that it was the 4 of you who took the job and won't have to change much. If you want the Starfarer, that won't require any change at all. Now, we are not deciding this today, but I want to let you know how big the decision is. An Enoch Nova campaign, if you guys say that you want the Enoch Nova, then it is going to be an ongoing mystery. The ship that seems to have a mind of its own. And since you can't control it, at least not yet, you will be able to eventually. You will be taken to adventures. And the game will be very story-driven, like Doulos has been. Okay? And it will be, I will use a mix of the more unusual modules Anik Nova was a module. It was a pre-written adventure. I downloaded it. I ran it here at the table. You guys remember how many times I said, I don't know, I didn't write this. I don't have those answers. So if we do Anik Nova, then I'll use some of those more unusual modules, like investigating a drifting ship, as well as some of my own stories that I'm dying to tell. Now, if you choose to stay with the Starfarer campaign will be exploring a usually mapped area. You'll have a map, you'll go like this, you'll go from system to system, buying, selling, trading, trying to keep alive, trying to keep fuel in your tank, that sort of thing. But yes, there will be a lot more dice rolling with stories as a secondary thing, okay? I will probably use modules that are shorter adventures with more straightforward freelance jobs. Go rescue this person, or take this cargo job. Or it'll be standard basic stuff, whereas the Anik Nova will be more stories of mystery and that sort of thing. And by the way, that's the Traveler fun that people have been having for 40 years. Starfarers would be more Traveler, Anik Nova would be more like a sequel to Doulos. Now, this ship is certainly falling apart, and it's probably stolen, so it will certainly be the center of some stories of its own. So, who, at this point, is your character? Bardak, are you a mass murderer?
No, I'm an engineer on a Firefly.
And
You're an innocent engineer.
And the why is because that's who you choose to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Doulos has controlled you your entire known existence. You now have freedom. And whatever comes next, Anik Nova or Starfarer, you're now completely free. So when the sequel begins, I would ask that you all use that freedom. Be that person you want to be. We did get our last bio break, and it is a reminder, and it is 10 till 1, so it seems like this is a great place to end it. You guys need to be thinking about Anik Nova versus Starfarer. And that's about it. Give yourselves and everybody a hand. 20 sessions. Jump on in, Vlad. Wait, there you go. Every one of you is awesome. I love you all, and I can't wait to see what we're going to do next.